Hey guys, Flavien here, dedicated buyer for ATL JDM in Japan, and we are with the last custom order leaving from here. You've probably recognized it already, Nissan Stagea. This is an RS4V, so this is a turbo model. It has an RB25 DT, and this one is in pretty nice condition. We will see that in a bit. We really struggle to find one. Like, I know it's just becoming legal, and it's like everybody is dumping their crap at auction right now. When it comes to Stageas, finding one with no strut tower rust. It took us, I think we've checked like probably a dozen cars before finally actually just bidding on this one and getting it. And when we got it, it was like, don't care about the price, just get the freaking thing, you know. So yes, we did get it, and this one is pretty nice. It's fairly high mileage for Japan, by Japan standard. That's about like 130,000 miles, something like that. But definitely been well maintained. Timing belt was done recently by the previous owner. The timing belt is like 4-year-old, which is, you know, just shows that the car was maintained correctly. At the same time, they also did change tires, and they got like Pilot Sport 4, which are expensive tires. So that's also a telltale sign to just tell us that the car was definitely well taken care of, and whoever had it did not like just skip on maintenance and stuff like that. So let's take a look. First, the paint. It does have the sunroof, dual sunroof. You can see the paint is still here. There's no coating peeling like in very typical Nissan fashion. That's also probably because I think it's been parked inside most likely its entire life. Paint normally is not that nice on Nissans that are parked outside for many years, and that's also probably why it doesn't have any bit of rust on the strut towers, which is really nice. I'll go a bit over like the strut tower thing in a bit, and you will see why it is very annoying and very problematic when there is any bit of rust, really. So we've got like some sort of like, there are original like Nissan wheels for it, but they look like BBS a little bit, you know, just BBS copy by Nissan. Pretty weird. But yeah, there's not gonna be much little scratch here, you know. When you have a car that's this long in Japan, you do end up touching things after a while. Here could use a little buff, little scratches, as you can see. And also the paint is like a little bit feeling dull a little bit, you know, like just needs to be like a good polish should solve that. What else can I go on with? Yeah, more scratches just here in the front. Again, that's very Japan. Like you usually end up hitting stuff when you have like a really long car. You do end up touching something. Yeah, fairly easily. Right, that's pretty much it for the outside. Little scratch here. Let's go with the inside now. And you will see that in spite of the mileage, pull the key out. In spite of the mileage, the condition of the car is very good. So we do have a hole here that would have to be like, you know, repaired. But like for Nissan seats, with like, you know, 212,000 kilometers, 130 something thousand miles, it's held pretty damn well, like really well. Plastics are good, buttons are not destroyed. The trim here still glued in place. No issues. The steering is nice. The carpet is like good, an original Stagea carpet too. Yeah, no, everything is it's fairly impressive as far as how the car managed to stay in to stay in this kind of shape while being driven quite a bit in this country. So you've just seen it, but that is. You think, oh, the shifter is on the way. No. Ooh. I do like that a lot with those cars. We've got the 180 kilometers per hour speedometer. The cars, like all JDM cars, are limited to 180. They have like an electronic limiter that just prevents them from going any faster. This is something you can get rid of though. Aftermarket radio, sadly, not. I don't really like those, but I can't help. Got up heater and air conditioning. The sunroof opening and closing without any problem. Same thing for here. Up. So there you go. So you can see that these ones do not open the same way. Like this one will just like slide out like this, while the other one just slides into the... So this one can open completely, this one just stops halfway. I can show you from outside. Up. Like this and like this. So two types of sunroofs. Up. Yeah. You need like really big hand to close everything. So let's get on with the engine bay. So the struts are not holding in place, so that will be something that will have to be replaced at some point. Up. But this is the unicorn, what is impossible to find in good condition these days on this car. Seriously, we really struggle to find that. Really struggle. So you have to keep in mind, so that's, you think, oh well, it's just rust, you just cut it and that's fine, but no, actually if you see rust on the top, there's like 3 layers of metal in there. And if you see some layers, some like rust pushing from outside, it means that the middle layer is completely fucked and is attacking the top layer and the bottom layer. So yeah, that's extremely hard to repair and very labor intensive, and of course very expensive. So yeah, if you like, yeah, it will add like, someone will do like easy fix on those. That's still like, if it's not attacked too much, and then it's really difficult. But like, yep, it starts at like $500 per corner, up to $1,500 per corner, depending on the condition. So that's potentially $3,000 that you have to put into the car, just because of strut tower wears, which is really bad. And of course, lots of people just try to hide it by just repairing the top layer for cheap and being done with it, and it just keeps on rotting underneath, and it's very bad. So this car is high mileage, and when I saw the high mileage car, it's usually that they went through like quite good maintenance here, because like driving in Japan is very different from the US. It's slower and takes more time. So when a car has driven quite a bit, it's like still in good condition, usually that's one you want to buy. Definitely one you want to buy. So it is on stock extension. And my big fingers just ruined everything. Alright, now we're back. So, top timing belt was done just like, that's about like 4 years ago, something like that. SA29, I think that's 2017, so about 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, overall very clean engine bay, no issues there. Up. Let's get on with the trunk. So there is my camera gear in there. Very roomy. Those Stageas, very roomy. So you do have like already lots of space here. You can remove that center thing here and have more room. But you can also, okay, it wants to be pushed. You can also make everything flat. And then you can just slip in there, because it's really long. This car is proper long for Japan. I don't remember the actual size of the car, but proper long. So and there you go. So definitely about like at least 2 meters there to lay down and sleep if you want to. Up. All right, let's go for test drive, I guess. It is time to show you a little bit how it drives. All right, test drive. Okay, so the car is already running. Just start it and restart it for you. Just there you go. Just a very like nothing special. Really nothing special. So we are on Autoback's parking lot and on our way down. So you always have to be a little bit careful when driving a boat like this and those parking lots. It is a lot longer than you think it is, always. Go down without touching the brakes. So this is actually my first normal Stagea. I did drive a 260 RS like quite some times ago. It's been a while really. Very first time for me to drive an automatic Stagea. It's not as peppy as the manual one. I'm not sure how many speeds there is. I would have to check actually what kind of transmission that is, but I think like 4-speed, probably 4. Yeah, not too. It would not mind a 6-speed manual. That would be really ideal in this car, but they're not the same price. If you're gonna buy a Stagea with a getrag, you're paying already like 7 grand just for the gearbox. I'm not talking about installing, I'm not talking about doing the swap, I'm talking about just buying the getrag. So yeah, that does add up to the cost of the vehicle. Right, so on my little ticket here, this guy just chose to park in a weird way. GoPro a little bit in the way. Fucking hell, that wasn't correct. Did I put it the wrong way around? Yeah, I did put it the wrong way around. Okay, that's fine. Up. So let's accelerate a little bit with this one. And we're already entering the corner a little bit too fast. Definitely some good power, very much RB-like. Not super quick, huh? I don't expect like something crazy. But definitely faster than people would imagine 90s van, especially with the design, you know, really boxy, like almost like caricatural 1990s design. Does go pretty well. It's honestly pretty good for a van. For a wagon, sorry. Why do I keep on saying a van? No, just overall very, very impressive. Like Yeah, just so you have to imagine what the 260 RS would do. Sadly, a 260 RS is like a lot more expensive than this car, and not for everyone's budget. Right now, a good 260 RS, you have to look into it like 70 grand, 60 grand. That hurts. It really hurts, and especially you're gonna have to find one without the strut towers being completely screwed. It's like those cars. You have to keep you have to really keep in mind, like something like that 10 years ago, like this car right there, you could buy it for $1,000 at auction. That's insane. Like what happened to those cars is just like over the past 3 or 4 years is just absolutely insane. Like the price hike, like these things were worth absolutely nothing back then. You could buy a 260 RS for $6,000, $5,000, $6,000. Like just what you Americans did to the Japanese market is just yeah, I've never seen that before in any other ways, any other place. I guess what happened to 60s and 70s Mustangs and Challenger and Chargers and whatever, it's kind of similar, but it took more time, you know, for it to happen. Boomers are slower, I guess, to just like get onto their childhood dream cars. But for Japanese cars, like all those poster cars that people grew up with, like, you know, Fast and Furious, because Fast and Furious is already like 20 plus years old now, and like all those people who grew up watching that, they're in their 30s right now, and they do start having money to spend for those, and well, here we are now. But overall, you can see that the car, just like, you know, not holding the steering, just drives perfectly straight. Really no visible issues there. It just drives great, and yeah, it does look peppy. Engine does react well to any instructions that I give it, or mostly the gearbox, really. Gearbox, if I want to just accelerate, just does it. Downshift's pretty quick. And of course it is 4-wheel drive, so it just, like, there's absolutely no tire slip or anything like that. It just goes. There is a like Koban, which is like a little police station over there, so I will not do anything stupid. And now I'm actually gonna be going back to the shop, but before that I will eat, and Pars is going to be jealous because it will go to one of those cheap sushi places that are everywhere around Japan. This one is called Sushiro. It is very cheap and very good, and just like the equivalent of like pretty damn good sushi in the US, when you would pay maybe, I don't know, $100 for a meal in the States, and here you end up with 15. So we've got a Nissan Stagea Axis O-Tech. We are talking about the 260 RS just earlier. So the 260 RS is a Stagea built by O-Tech, and the car in front is another Nissan that's still built by O-Tech, but it's just like, it's really just a badge. No, I don't think that O-Tech does anything anymore other than badging cars for memory's sake, I guess. And here on the left is Sushiro. Haha. Hop, I'm gonna be Japanese and park in reverse. Like a boss. Alright. If you have any questions, just let us know in the comments or just message Pars or Rick. And till next time, guys. Bye bye.